There have been a number of quarterbacks throughout the NFL to go out there and change their career around. Guys like Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield after some turmoil with some of their spots that they were previously at. Now we got to talk about my man's Justin Fields. Is he the next quarterback up in New York for the Jets to now turn his career around after what they done for him this offseason? Y'all know we going to talk about it all and break it down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another episode. So if you're tuned in, locked in, and ready to talk football, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Trying to bring you all a number of topics, some interesting things that's going on in the NFL world. But since we're in the dog days, we got to talk about some hypotheticals. That hypothetical is, hey, after seeing guys like Geno Smith turn his career around, Sam Darnold turn his career around, Baker Mayfield turn his career around, is Justin Fields next in line to do so for the New York Jets after he lands in his new spot? He was previously with the Chicago Bears and with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now he is a New York Jet with a lot on his shoulders in the expectations of him finally blossoming into the quarterback many thought that he could be coming out of Ohio State. Hella athletic for this young fella. But let's talk about some of the other guys. We seen Geno Smith get drafted first into the Jets, where Justin Fields is currently going to play, and then didn't pan out so well with the New York Jets. Ended up a New York Giant just right up the road, or necessarily in the same place if you want to keep it technical. Spent some time with the Chargers, and then he landed with Pete Carroll in Seattle, where he eventually took off. And man, Geno Smith turned his career around. He eventually became a Pro Bowler in 2 out of the last 3 seasons he spent with the Seattle Seahawks. My man eclipsed over 4,000 yards and at least 20 touchdowns out of 2 out of the last 3 seasons he spent over there with the Seattle Seahawks, and even took them to the playoffs. And now he ends up in Las Vegas with the expectation that he's going to be able to help turn the Las Vegas Raiders around with his former head coach, but now his new head coach again in Pete Carroll. So that's an interesting one. And then my next guy is Sam Darnold. Started off with the Jets like Geno Smith, and then spent some time in Carolina, San Francisco, and then landed in Minnesota with head coach Kevin O'Connell, who helped Sam Darnold become a hell of a quarterback this past season, throwing 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns for the Minnesota Vikings. And that he worked so well enough and looked so damn good. He went to Seattle, and now he's going to make over $100 million total if he's able to finish out that contract with the Seattle Seahawks. My man's Baker Mayfield spent time with Cleveland, spent a little bit time with the Carolina Panthers, then went to the LA Rams, to where he had like a little short stint, but it was like, damn, Baker Mayfield, he owned or something. Oh, after spending some time with head coach Sean McVay in the Los Angeles Rams. And then he landed in Tampa Bay with the Buccaneers, and he has been on a tear in the NFC South. You looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now and looking at them as being one of the top teams in the NFC, and definitely has been dominant in their own division for the last few seasons. My man's Baker Mayfield, the last 2 seasons, has thrown over 4,000 yards, and more specifically last year, my man's threw over 4,500 yards and had 41 touchdowns. That was a good turnaround for all three quarterbacks. So we land on Justin Fields to see if my man can go ahead and revitalize his career, re-energize his career, get a better taste in his mouth about his career per se, for a lack of a better term or phrase. But Justin Fields started off with the Chicago Bears. Y'all know me, the homer here, but the objective guy when it comes to NFL conversations. Justin Fields started off his career in the Chicago Bulls. In his first game, we surprised he made it out alive. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. I'm surprised he made it out alive. If you don't remember, in Justin Fields' first career game, he was sacked 9 times. Yes, it's not fake. Look it up. 9 times. But he kept getting up, he kept battling, but he got his ass whooped that day. He was sacked 9 times. But my man's Justin Fields, he had a weird experience in Chicago. Chicago, they refused to go out there and give him the weapons necessary. There was a turnover over there with the head coach and Matt Nagy and the then GM and Ryan Pace. They flipped that over to Matt Eberflus and then Ryan Poles. They gave him some opportunities, but I'll be real with you, the opportunities for Justin Fields were limited. They didn't really put emphasis on that wide receiver group. Didn't spend a lot of time or place enough emphasis on the offensive line. They tried, but I can argue that the effort just wasn't good enough for Justin Fields, and they ultimately went in another direction. Went and traded for DJ Moore, and then ultimately end up drafting Caleb Williams, to where Justin Fields ended up in Pittsburgh. And now, in Pittsburgh, had a little run. And I say that the Pittsburgh Steelers completely botched the entire situation with Justin Fields to try to see if he could be the quarterback for years and years to come for their organization. He came in, he started 6 games, went 4-2, and had over 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns with 1 interception, while completed 65% of his passes. And in those 6 games, after those 6 games, they removed him, put in Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson came in hot, fizzled out, and never went back to Justin Fields. Hence why he lands now in New York with the Jets. But can he turn his career around? Is the major question for Justin Fields moving forward. Simply because we know how athletic he is. This is a guy that broke quarterback rushing records for the Chicago Bears, and virtually, and be quite honestly with you, was really the only offense that the Chicago Bears ever had, at least in my lifetime, that was that damn exciting, simply because he was running for his fucking life. We got to just call it how we see it. He was running for his life. And then it was good to see him go in Pittsburgh, look like he was a quarterback that was really trying to show himself and really improving. And the best thing that I always liked about Justin Fields is that he is a guy that remains even keel. You never really see him go too crazy. You never really see him do a bunch of crazy things off the field, even though there were some times to where he could have kept his mouth shut or phrased things differently in front of the media. But you can't really go out there and castigate Justin Fields at a level to where you're like, yeah, he's just a complete idiot. You can't do that. Can he be better as a football player? Yes. But what I love that the Jets did is that they put emphasis on improving their offensive line. Something that the Chicago Bears never gave Justin Fields was an improved and progressively good offensive line. The New York Jets last year, they went out there and got themselves a tackle in Olu Fashanu. Then in this year's past draft, they pick up another tackle. They reinforce the interior on the offensive line. So throughout Justin Fields' career, this is the best offensive line he's going to play behind in his career thus far. Then you got some weapons that you can work with in Garrett Wilson. You got a really good running back in Breece Hall. They went out there and drafted Taylor out of LSU as a tight end option. So he has some things that he's going to work with. But the challenge is that you play in the AFC East, to where the Bills, they the big dogs in the AFC East. They the big dogs. So Justin Fields is going to have to utilize all his talents to see if he can go ahead and break the dam to let the water through, to see if he can be a thriving tide in the NFL. I hope y'all peeped the analogy. I thought it was pretty damn cool, but nonetheless. And I like that Aaron Glenn is supporting Justin Fields like no other head coach has supported him before. We talk about guys like Matt Nagy, who a lot of people threw in that he was a prodigy of Andy Reid, and this guy was going to be able to help him. But when Andy Dalton got hurt in Chicago and Justin Fields had to come in as a rookie to fill the void, there was no plan in place. So my man did not have the foresight of having Justin Fields prepared for the NFL. Then you talk about guys like Mike Tomlin. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's one of the best coaches in his league. But then at the same time, you did not prepare to have a good competition when it comes to the quarterback, and you did not have the foresight to see if this young kid could go out there and absolutely do something for your football program. And now you look at Aaron Glenn this offseason. He looks Aaron Rodgers in his face, said, "You ready to play?" Aaron Rodgers said, "Oh, no." He said, "All right, to hell with you. We're moving on. We ain't got time to play these games, and you're not holding us hostage this time." So shout out to Aaron Glenn. So with the improved offense that Justin Fields is going to be around, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he carries himself throughout this NFL season. There will be some challenges, of course, throughout the NFL season. That is always the case when it comes to whoever schedule you're going to go through. But you looking at guys like the guys that the teams that the New York Jets are going to be facing this season coming up and just starting off. I think it's going to be a schedule that's pretty tough. They're going to start the season off against the Steelers. Justin Fields' former team is going to be something to look forward to. It's going to be very exciting. I'm going to see if Justin Fields is up for the task to go out there and show the Pittsburgh Steelers what they missed out on. And you know what I'm saying? If Aaron Rodgers is able to get that win, kudos to him. But if Justin Fields get that win, you look at Justin Fields like, I bet you had a chip on your shoulder. Let's get it. Then you start off with the next game going against the Buffalo Bills, the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Cowboys, the Broncos, the Panthers, and so on and so forth. So to start off the season, he got some challenges. He got some challenging games that he's going to have to go out there and prove himself and play pretty damn well and go out there and get some victories. Now, if you can end maybe those first 6 games at a 3-3 record, maybe somebody start looking at Justin Fields like he's absolutely turning it around. But how do you fully eclipse the thought that you're turning your career around is if you are able to compete for number 2 in the AFC East and challenge the Buffalo Bills. It's probably a tall task. It's probably a little bit too high, but that's just the reality. Nobody is going to believe that Justin Fields has turned his career around if he's hovering around third within the AFC East and not even playing meaningful games at the end of November and the beginning or throughout December. He's going to have to carry the New York Jets. Well, not necessarily. Well, yeah, carry the New York Jets to a place that they haven't been in a long time, and that is the playoffs. I think that would secure his spot in the conversations for a QB to turn his career around simply because Justin Fields right now it's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you were a contributor to the Steelers, having a playoff appearance this last season. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of credit is going to be given to Mike Tomlin and Russell Wilson. But if you go out here with the Jets, who just got rid of Aaron Rodgers, pretty much your replacement in Pittsburgh. But if you go out there and you get the Jets to the playoffs, something that Aaron Rodgers wasn't able to do, Justin Fields, you start to get people to speak a different tone. You get people to start to pay a different type of attention to you and your team. There's going to be some favorable matchups that's going to be on this record, and you got to take advantage because this season it appears that they're playing the NFC South. So if you go ahead and you take advantage of that, and then you're going to play against some AFC North teams, if you're able to handle business against some of those teams, you are able to put yourself in some really good conversations, and you cannot have some of those fourth quarter blunders that he had with the Chicago Bears to where he threw a late game interception or to where he fumbled the ball late or to where, some of his teammates are not helping execute the plan or execute a certain play to put the team behind the sticks and put them in danger of losing a football game. You have to put your team in the best position possible. I don't think this season is the end all be all, but I think it's a very crucial season for Justin Fields moving forward if we want to have that mindset of Justin Fields being considered a quarterback to turn his career around. It's going to be very important for him to start this season off hot. And I think that now you're going to play with one of your guys in Ohio State and Garrett Wilson, who didn't really complement well with Aaron Rodgers. That was crazy to me to even think about and see. But the guys that you have on this team, and you hope that Aaron Glenn has some good game management, that he's able to, exhibit on the football field, because those things come into play as well, especially when you think about Matt Eberflus and Justin Fields, that combination in Chicago and how they blundered a lot of late game situations. You hope that Aaron Glenn is able to learn on the fly and be most prepared as a former NFL player and now a NFL head coach. You hope Aaron Glenn understands the importance of late game situations, and a lot of that is going to lie on Justin Fields as well, to have the mindset to, hey, we need a timeout right here. Hey, instead of going ahead and try to go for the deep pass, let me just pick up this first down so we can call timeout and kick this field goal. So it's going to be a lot of eyes on Justin Fields, including mine, because I'm rooting for the kid. I know he's not a Chicago Bear anymore. I know he's not a Pittsburgh Steeler anymore, but I'm still rooting for the kid. He came out and I think the kid is talented. I do. I think the young man is very, very talented. I think he has a lot to offer a team, as long as you can go ahead and have a good dynamic with him and have a system that he can work with well. You're getting the offensive line now. You're getting those wide receivers. Now it's all up on Justin Fields. Now it's all on Justin Fields. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling about it. Do y'all think Justin Fields is the next quarterback in line to pretty much revitalize his career? Drop those comments in the box below. Let me know how y'all thinking about it. Let me know how y'all feeling about it. Again, we seen guys like Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and Baker Mayfield turn their careers around. Is Justin Fields next in line? Let me know down below. But that is it for me, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell as well. It's going to be very, very good topic to discuss. So I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts. Let me know how y'all feeling. Let's go ahead and continue the conversation. I'm definitely going to keep this thing rolling with more topics on the way. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football, and y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace, y'all.